Alright, Joe here, welcome back to We Need to Talk. This episode is brought to you by Now TV. Get your Now TV Sky Sports mobile month pass for just $5.99 by clicking the link in the description below. But, as you guys know, this is the show that looks at football on the internet over the past 7 days. 7 days that has seen a Brazilian footballer get run over by his own physio.
Preparou a capa de chuva aí, Brizola?
A Monaco goalkeeper saved 3 penalties before scoring one of his own. And of course, Mo Salah win what looks like the funnest award of all time, the African Player of the Year. But anyway, this week we need to talk about Liverpool fans. Now, before we get into this, let the comments come. Oh, Joe, you're just a Manchester United fan. You're bitter. You're salty. Wah, wah, wah. Yes, I am a Manchester United fan. But look, I've abused Manchester United fans in the past. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was having a go at Andy Tate. And what you've done this week, I mean, it's even more embarrassing, arguably. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about Grassgate. I'm talking about Windgate. Don't know why I'm doing this, fingers. Who counts like that? And Shadowgate. Let's start with Grassgate, as it's been affectionately called on Twitter. If you haven't seen this clip, it comes from the Anfield Wrap, which is, by the way, a really good podcast. I don't want to hammer them too much, but equally, I mean, let's just watch this.
I could not believe, Mel Reddy, the length of the Manchester City pitch. The amount to which it cut up, the fact that it didn't look, well, it looked like a pitch that had been prepared for one thing, and that was to stop fast passing. This is a Pep Guardiola.
Here we go then. As you can already see, the Anfield Wrap here, blaming the length of grass for their loss against Manchester City. This could be an interesting one.
Liverpool's transition is one of the scariest things in world football, and obviously that's the element that they wanted to kill and control as much as they possibly could. And the grass was one of the ways that they thought they could do that.
Do you genuinely think Pep Guardiola is going to his groundskeeper and going, yeah, I want an extra 2 millimeters per grass strand here. I want this long enough for Theresa May to run naked through it. What are we talking about here? Genuinely, there's no way he did it. Even he come out this week and said this.
But the suggestion is that maybe you requested that the grass was allowed to grow longer.
I never did. So Liverpool want to play quick. We want to play quicker.
But that wasn't the only excuse that Liverpool fans managed to jam in after that City loss, was it? Oh no. Of course, Shadowgate. I welcome Sal Ahmed from Twitter, who brought to everyone's attention the fact that the shadow of the ball looked like it had crossed the line after that John Stones clearance. All conspiracy. You know, unless the sun is directly above the ball, Sal, like it's high noon in the Midwest, that ball has not crossed the line. I don't want to have to be the guy who tells you this, but you know, it's actually the ball crossing the line, not the shadow, that counts as a goal, Sal. It's not as if Liverpool fans went and started a petition to get the accuracy of goal line technology reviewed after the incident, is it? Oh wait, yeah, they did. They did, didn't they? They really did. I mean, what the fuck? To be fair, you know you've embarrassed yourself pretty badly when even opposition teams that aren't in the same league as you, yeah, I'm talking about Schalke, come out and mug you off on social media. I almost forgot, actually. It wasn't just the fans, was it? It was Jurgen Klopp getting in on the action. You know, never wants to take the blame for a loss, Jurgen. What was it this week? Oh yeah, blaming the wind for that loss against Wolves. Nothing to do with rotation. No. Nothing to do with resting big players. Nothing to do with not taking that competition seriously. Fuck, it was the wind.
That wind didn't help with that.
To be fair to Klopp and the Liverpool fan base, not the only manager who's had issues with technology this week, is he? No, I'm not talking about Tony Pulis and his smartphone. I'm talking about Maurizio Sarri and the laptop. That's right, of course, walked into the press conference, didn't he, after that game against Tottenham, waving about an Apple MacBook like it's a new piece of technology. Not happy, was he? As you can see, it's a script, you know, not happy with that line across there. Do you know why? Because he had an alternative angle that he thought claimed Harry Kane was indeed offside. However, Twitter thought there was something else on the laptop. I mean, it is prime Photoshop like moments, isn't it, this? Maurizio Sarri, you know, watching all sorts on there. Okay, hello. Let's talk about the good, the bad and the ugly. The good this week, Raheem Sterling yet again making positive headlines. Everybody knows how much I love Raheem Sterling. He's an icon of the modern game and he's been at it again this week, offering his support to a young footballer who was sadly racially abused, sending him a letter of support and a signed photograph. More quality work from Raheem Sterling. It never stops. But from the good to the bad, I'm talking about Isco. Now, I do talk quite heavily about Isco on the podcast that's coming out on Sunday, how he might well leave Real Madrid. But Isco, there's one thing you shouldn't be doing. It's the modern era, and we know how busy football Twitter is, and that's me being kind. Anybody at home who's watching right now with Isco icon as their handle, with a photo of Isco, get out, get in the bin, get in the bin. And Isco, you can get in the bin too, because you shouldn't be liking tweets battering your own manager, Santiago Solari, should you? I mean, he did unlike it, but you know, it's almost as if when you put something on the internet, it lasts forever, Isco. No wonder you're getting sanctioned by the club. Well done. And the ugly has to be Wayne Hennessy. I don't want to say too much about this story, but Wayne was allegedly doing a Nazi salute at the back of a team photo. He has, of course, come out to refute these claims with what can only be described as a completely legitimate excuse. Okay. Definitely Wayne. Hark the herald angels sing. Let's talk about the good and the bad and the ugly. Right, it's FD Ultras time now. Last week we managed to get John Babb to sign a contract thanks to your excellent negotiating skills. He's come in on a 3-month loan deal with, I can exclusively reveal, an option to buy permanently. But this week I thought I would get a new challenger in. I want you guys at home to leave a comment below saying Chris Hamill, the type of guy to, I mean, then you've got to answer it. Then you've got to put what you think he would be the type of guy to. And I will get him sat here, akin to Patrick Van Straten and akin to John Babb in second week. And I will read him your best roasts. And we'll get his immediate reaction. Because, you know, 80% of you last week wanted John Babb to put his glasses back on. It's not happening. It's not happening. He's a new man. New year, new Babb. Slap on the wrist for Adam. It's the transfer window. Bait watch time now then. Roll that intro, Zach. Actually did look pretty decent last week. This week I've caught Adam Templeman red-handed. A slap on the wrist for AT, because this was a headline. Chelsea to spend £100 million on Mauro Icardi to replace Alvaro Morata. And do you know the excuse he gave me when I questioned him on this? It's got a question mark in it. I'm sorry, Adam. Just because you put a question mark in the title doesn't make it any more or less clickbait. It's still clickbait. But you know what? The real victim here is not the watchers. It's Zach Jalab, because he did the VO and he takes the abuse. But it's nothing compared to the Metro. Get on this one. PSG star Neymar calls Barcelona bosses begging to return to the Nou Camp. Oh, I bet he's on the blower 24/7. By the way, I've just seen that photo. What is that hair, Neymar? What has Neymar done to his hair? He's got fake dreadlocks in there. Awful, that is. He's not serious with that, is he? Is he serious with that? Jesus. But anyway, let's talk about this Metro article who claim that he has indeed rung Barcelona bosses 5 times trying to get a transfer back. You know, they're quoting sources here saying that Neymar is itching to leave PSG and has personally phoned Barca president Josep Bartomeu 5 times in the past few months. You know, no specific date range, but apparently 5 times. And he's been begging. I mean, really? Do we honestly believe Neymar does anything for himself? His agent does all his calls. I bet you he's got a maid. He's almost definitely got a butler. He's probably got a masseuse. He doesn't even pick up the phone. He looks at the phone and goes, not worth my time picking that up. Get someone to call Barcelona for me. Just relax on this story. What's happening? It's the transfer window and suddenly Clickbait's gone into overdrive. And yes, we are part of it. Get over it. It's Neymar. He's probably calling me again. Just won't. Leave me alone, Neymar. Please. God. So that's it for this week's episode of Bait Watch. Please do get your comments in for Chris Hamill, and remember to get your Sky Sports mobile month pass with our mates at Now TV by clicking the link in the description below for just $5.99 if you want to watch some of the biggest games in the Premier League. Thanks very much for watching. Auf Wiedersehen.